Coming up on Sports Night.
The Cats venture westward for conference matchups against new foes.
The Lake Show makes its return with 2 electric home games.
And women's basketball looks to begin its postseason push.
Raghav, it might be cold and snowy outside right now, but our hearts are going to be warmed tomorrow.
Oh, so it's Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
You mean Chicago Bull legend Denzel Valentine's Day?
Oh my goodness, Raghav, no, that is not the day I was looking for. But we can work out your confusion later because we got a show to do right now. It's Sports Night.
Right
now.
Welcome on into Sports Night. I am and always have been Raghav Khosla here alongside Brendan Preisman. Brendan, looking forward to a great show with you tonight.
Yeah, I have just become Brendan Preisman half an hour ago, but I too am raring to go. Super Bowl broke viewership records Sunday night, and we think our rundown is packed enough that we can do the same. Let's get right into it. In the 1850s, pioneers were urged forward by the axiom, "Go west, young man." Last week, the young men on Northwestern's basketball team followed those same instructions. The expanded Big Ten now requires a road trip to the Pacific Coast. Here's how the Wildcats fared in their journey to the Pacific Northwest. Heading out west last weekend to take on the struggling Washington Huskies in a feline showdown. 2-game road trip, Northwestern looking for a pivotal road victory to keep its season afloat. And the Cats got off to a hot start in this one. Nick Martinelli drives into the paint, dishes it out to a wide open Justin Mullins. Nothing but net. Cha-ching, Northwestern. 6-2 lead. But Washington wasn't going anywhere. Well, they are at home. Makai Mason nails his own triple from the corner to put the Huskies up 8 with 5 minutes to go in the opening half. Time winding down in the first 20. The Huskies find DJ Davis dancing on Matt Nicholson like Serena Williams at the Super Bowl. Takes the shot, sails into the net at the gun. Huskies up 9 at the break, and they'd keep their foot on the gas in the second half. Great Osborne dodges Nicholson, gets the tough layup and the foul. He'd complete the 3-point play. But the Cats would claw their way back into this one. Jordan Clayton burning his red shirt for this, nailing the triple, tying up the game with Northwestern having trailed by double digits. Under 4 minutes to play. Martinelli driving in the paint, saucing him up, connects on the tough leaner to put the Cats ahead by 4 with under 4 minutes to play. But Washington would retake the lead, and this DJ Davis 3 from Tacoma would effectively put the game out of reach for Northwestern. And despite a second-half push by the Cats, they could not overcome the Huskies in Seattle. Northwestern would lose 76-71, a crushing blow to its already grim postseason hopes.
Following a bout with Washington, Northwestern men's basketball continued its West Coast trip by traveling to Eugene. The Wildcats faced off against a 16-8 Oregon squad, with NU still looking for their first road win of the season. Early on here, new starter, sophomore Jordan Clayton gets the scoring started for the purple and white with a pretty elbow jumper, putting the Cats on the board with 3 minutes in. Not long after, Ty Berry gets in the mix, pump faking, draining this triple. This one was extra special as it put him 5th all-time in three-pointers at Northwestern. Oregon didn't back down either, though, as Brandon Angel draws 2 defenders, and Nate Biddle with the slam ducks up 8. Late in the first half here, in Oregon on a 9-0 run, but Ty Berry stops the lead with another 3 from the top of the key. Cats down 14 at halftime, however. Getting into some second half action now, and a quick hitter from the out-of-bounds play gets Berry open in the corner again. He hits and would have a team-high 23 on the night. The Wildcats, though, still looking to get within striking distance, and Matt Nicholson, looking for options, finds KJ Wyndham in the corner, splash. Big-time shot for the freshman, and it's going to be Wyndham again here, pulling up off the screen. And can he do it again? He does. Cans another 3. Wyndham would have a career night with 20 points and Northwestern down just 5. Shot clock dwindling. U of O with Jackson Southside gets it in open. Keyshawn Bartholomew, he hits the heartbreaker as the clock hits 0. Northwestern would make an effort but couldn't pull it back into within the last few minutes, falling to Oregon in a 81-73 defeat in Eugene. The Cats still haven't won on the road and are fighting to stay in the Big Ten tournament picture. Following the tough trip out west, the Cats will be back at Welsh Ryan Arena on Sunday to face off against the Cornhuskers of Nebraska.
Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show was the most watched ever, but one show last Sunday was even more entertaining. The Lake Show Northwestern lacrosse is back in action, looking to avenge a devastating loss in the 2024 National Championship game. With that defeat in the back of their minds and another season filled with promise in front of their eyes, here's how the Wildcats open the 2025 campaign. Preseason second-ranked Northwestern lacrosse returning to Evanston and Ryan Fieldhouse on Friday, kicking off the 2025 season against number 13 Notre Dame. Free position for the Cats 1 minute in. Maddie Taylor, come on, too easy for her. Bottom right corner, Cats up 1-0. A minute later, Taylor again. She can smell the goal she wants. It gives it off to Riley Campbell, who slips it in low. Cats lead up to 2 now. Northwestern back in the attacking third once again. Taylor gets the pass. Deeks 1, Deeks 2, finds the shot and scores her second goal of the day. First quarter, more of the same. Taylor again blitzing down the field. Juking a defender, shoots, scores, Cats up 8-0. Notre Dame defense, nothing they can do against the devastating junior, but Fighting Irish offense would fight back. Free position for Kate Tamarki, dead on. Lines it up, doinks it off the post, but Kristen Shanahan scores off the rebound. Notre Dame making a push, but Northwestern up 10-4 at the break. Fighting Irish, though, not giving up, keeping that fight alive. Tamarki shaking defenders, firing and scoring. Fighting Irish have 5 points halfway through the fourth. Catherine Morrissey, a free position opportunity, and tip the cap to her. That's a hat trick for the Notre Dame star. Only a few minutes left. Emerson Bolig flying down the field, takes it in herself and scores from 9 yards out. 13th and final goal of the day for the Cats. Notre Dame kept the fight up but was unable to completely mount the comeback. Northwestern gets the win, 13-10. A fantastic start to the season for the Wildcats with a ranked victory, but they would need to rest up quickly for their match against Canisius.
And here is that matchup against Canisius. They welcome them, the Golden Griffins, to Evanston on Sunday afternoon for a showdown. Maddie Taylor looking to build off her 6-goal performance against Notre Dame. She takes advantage of the free position, putting one in the back of the net for the Cats' first goal of the day. Sophomore Alex Blake now with the free position. Her shot gets past the Golden Griffins goalie for her first career goal. It's going to be the Cats in full control in this one. Taylor LaPointe unable to get a shot off on the free position, but after some strong ball movement from the Cats, Taylor gets it and scores her third goal of the first quarter. Cats leading by 7. Second quarter action now. Northwestern working in transition. Nikki Miles finds Jane Hansen in the crease, who fires one into the far side of the net for her first goal of the season. Taylor again with the free position, and no surprise, she's going to convert. Cats up 14-2 at halftime. And Cats keep on scoring. They're going to be up 17-3 now. Freshman Hannah Rudolph wants to get in on the action, and she does, driving through the Canisius defense, scoring her first career goal. At the end of the third quarter, Lucy Monroe looking to join the party, and she does. Monroe's first goal of the season gives the Cats their 20th, yes, that's right, 20th goal of the game. Northwestern wins 23-3, advancing to 2-0 on the young season. Next up, it's the matchup we've all been waiting for. The Cats get their opportunity to avenge their national championship loss against number 1 Boston College on Saturday at home.
When we come back, Northwestern Wrestling is working its way back onto the winning track. We'll have more right after this, so keep it here.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Raghav, this isn't a WNUR sports broadcast, man. What are you doing? This is Sports Night. Right now.
Brendan, not A block, we're in B block.
B block, like for basketball? Let's do it. Women's basketball is doing its best Bee Gees impression and staying alive in the race for the Big Ten tournament. Joe McEwen's squad is currently on the outside looking in at the bracket, but they look to change that this week with 2 home matchups. Cats enter Urbana-Champaign, not at home, but a home state matchup on a mission to rectify a blowout loss to the Illini at home and get their first conference victory. Haley Walsh got it going for Northwestern. She was playing like rent was due the next day, one of 2 Cats to score in double figures. But the Illini had an X-factor, reigning Big Ten Player of the Week, Genesis Bryant, stepping back, drilling the triple, forcing a Northwestern timeout. Illinois firmly in the driver's seat after the first frame, 25-13. This Kendall Bostic jumper from the corner, she sticks it. Illinois doubling up the Cats. Bostic finished with 15, adding to her resume in search of an all-Big Ten team appearance. And speaking of Illinois stars, what about first-year Barry Wallace beating the halftime buzzer over the towering Taylor Williams? And you struggling out of the blocks and now staring a 20-point halftime deficit in the face. And in the second half, Cats came out doing all they could. How about a spin cycle from Kaylee Walsh? And when I say all they could, I mean it. Offensive rebound, hustle play, dive on the floor. Casey Harder gets it to the lane and scores. Nice second chance points. Northwestern one last gasp in the fourth. Cats Taylor Williams right to the cup for the scoop, cuts the deficit to 13. 2-minute mark, the press defense pays off for the Cats. They get a turnover, setting up who else but Walsh to hit the 3 from the baseline. Northwestern cuts it to single digits, but simply wasn't enough. The Cats run out of steam down the stretch, getting swept in the season series by Illinois thanks to a 13-point loss. Walsh's 17 points weren't enough to match 20 tallies from Kendall Bostic and a crucial 13 from Barry Wallace.
Over the weekend, the Wildcats took on Penn State, still searching for that elusive first conference win. Just a few minutes into the game, Casey Harder in the corner, sprinting towards the hoop. She takes the floater and hits it. This game's knotted up early. Penn State taking over on offense now. Murray finds Victoria Santana, who shoots and drains the three-pointer. Nittany Lions ahead after 1. Now in quarter 2, Walton gets it to Grace Sullivan, shakes and hits the mid-range jumper. Cats take the lead. Looking to extend that lead now, Mel Daly finds Taylor Williams, who drives and converts the tough finish. Cats up by 3. Final seconds of the half. Walker hits the layup right at the buzzer. Tight contest heading into the second half. Nearing the end of the third quarter now. After this halftime break, Daly pulls up the shot and hits it, and 1 for the senior. She led both teams in scoring with 20. First possession of the fourth quarter. Daly up top. She finds Walsh, who drills the first 3 of the game for Northwestern as they retake the lead. It's getting close now. Crunch time. Daly gets the steal, and she will take it all the way back for 2. And that would indeed be the dagger for Northwestern. Here's more Mel Daly stealing the game with a steal. Cats grab their first Big Ten win, breaking their 9-game losing streak overall. After the big-time win against Penn State, the Cats traveled west to West Lafayette for a crucial matchup against the Purdue Boilermakers. That could be make or break when it came to the Cats' Big Ten tournament hopes. The Cats held a 6-point lead in the first quarter, but went into halftime trailing by 4, 35-31. But from there, it was all Purdue, with the Boilermakers coasting to a 15-point victory at home, dropping NU to 1-11 in the conference. Next up, a road game against Rutgers on Monday.
We kick things off here for wrestling. Northwestern still in search of its first conference victory, trying to get it against a Spartan opponent, the Spartans of Michigan State. We kick things off here with the 174-pound bout between Northwestern's Aiden Vandenbush and Michigan State's Cesar Garza. Garza just controlled the contest all the way through, securing a win with this takedown to give the Spartans the first major decision victory of the match. Third bout underway now, the 197-pound fight. Northwestern's Evan Bates going on the offensive in a big way, rocking that baby in the cradle. He records a pin in just 90 seconds. His first pin of the season in conference action. He's rightfully fired up. Now end of the third period here for Diedrich Navarro, already up big, 12-2, but hey, he can get a lot more points. Caleb Weand of Michigan State escapes the takedown, but Navarro gets the last-minute bonus point for riding time. Cats grab a win to close out the first half of this matchup. After the break, Massi Odiati keeps the momentum going for Northwestern with a 14-5 victory in the 133-pound bout. Take a look at this reversal. Odiati staying patient and earning himself 2 more well-deserved points. Moving forward to the 8th match, it's Sam Cartella for Northwestern, Clayton Jones for Michigan State. Tied scoreless early, the two fighting it out. Cartella brings Jones down. That's a takedown for Cartella. He keeps up his dominant season. He's 5-1 in conference action. Late stage in this one, Cats already with a big lead, and Trevor Chumbley looking to make it bigger earns the final victory for the Cats, securing the riding time and the takedown. Northwestern comes out victorious over the Spartans, 27-12, winning 7 of 10 bouts at the Welsh, en route to their first conference victory of the season. And that's all for wrestling for now. They'll be back in action later this weekend.
When we come back, the Ben Greenspan-led Wildcat baseball team is making its return to the Diamond, and we have a lot of coverage for you. Don't go anywhere.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, Yano! Welcome back. Super Bowl Sunday was last weekend, and with the Eagles' dominant victory over the Chiefs, that means football season's come to an end.
So, Brendan, what season is it now?
Oh, that's a softball question, Raghav. It's time to spring into spring.
Let's do it. Northwestern softball kicks off its season last Friday with a 5-game slate at the NFCA Leadoff Classic in Clearwater, Florida. The Wildcats opened up Friday with a 5-4 win over Kennesaw State. In her return to the lineup, Grace Nito impressed with a 3-for-3 game, while sophomore catcher Emma Ray brought in a trio of runs to power the Wildcats offense to their first victory of the new season. Later Friday afternoon, Northwestern matched up with 15th-ranked Missouri. The Tigers hurler Sierra Harrison dominated the Cats lineup, pitching 7 scoreless frames as the Tigers shut out the Wildcats 3-0. The lone bright spot for Northwestern was first-year shortstop Kaylee Avesado, who accounted for all 3 Wildcat hits, including a double and a loss. Avesado continued to stay hot in Northwestern's first game Saturday afternoon against 8th-ranked Duke, tallying another 3-for-3 game, including her first career RBI and triple. Lauren Boyd was fantastic in the circle, pitching a 7-strikeout complete game in the Wildcats' 4-1 upset win. Saturday evening's matchup against number 5 Tennessee didn't go as well, however, as the Lady Volunteers offense boat raced the Wildcats in a forgettable 12-1 5-inning finish. The Cats closed out the weekend with a 2-1 win over Southern Miss Sunday morning. Riley Grudzelanek excelled in the circle, tossing a 2-hit complete game. Offensively, Ayanna Lindsay proved to be the hero, hitting her first career home run since 2023, a solo shot in the top of the 7th to seal a 2-1 win. Northwestern will continue its gauntlet of a non-conference schedule this weekend, taking on UT Arlington, 18th-ranked Virginia Tech, and 7th-ranked LSU in the Purple and Gold Challenge starting tomorrow.
Serena Williams wasn't the only tennis player on the big stage this weekend. Northwestern women's tennis hosted the ITA National Team Indoor Championships, facing off against some staunch competition. Beginning the weekend against number 1 Georgia, the Cats got off to a good start with Erica Jessel and Sydney Pratt winning in the number 2 doubles match. However, the Bulldogs would take the other 2 doubles matches and 3 of the 6 singles contests to seal their victory 4-0. On Saturday, Northwestern began its consolation slate against number 4 Stanford. Once again, Jessel and Pratt won the number 2 doubles match to help give the Cats an early 1-0 lead, but the lead did not last long as a quartet of Cardinal singles wins gave Stanford the 4-2 victory. Northwestern finished the weekend's action against number 15 Pepperdine. Rabjohns and Feldman won their second doubles match of the weekend, though it was Feldman's victory at number 6 singles that gave the Cats their only point of the match as Pepperdine took a 4-1 victory. Northwestern is back on the courts this weekend and will host both UIC and Milwaukee as part of a doubleheader.
Keeping it with tennis, Northwestern men's tennis was looking to snap a 3-match losing streak on a road trip to the South this week. In the first meet of the week, the Wildcats took on Vanderbilt. Northwestern's Carter Pate defeated Pablo Martinez Gomez in 3 sets, and Felix Nordby defeated Michael Ross, not the Suits one, in straight sets. But no other Wildcats were able to grab match wins in singles, and Vanderbilt grabbed 2 doubles wins to secure a 5-2 victory. The Cats then moved on to a meet against Clemson, but that part of the trip was a little less fruitful. The Wildcats lost all 3 singles matches that finished and both doubles matches that finished, leading to a 4-0 sweep for the Tigers. The Cats will be back in action at home at the Combe Tennis Center to take on Illinois Saturday and IU Indy on Saturday.
Northwestern baseball gets underway tomorrow. With the frigid February freeze still in full force in Evanston, they'll get out of here. They're taking the trip to sunny Long Beach, California, where they're opening their season in a 3-game series against the Long Beach State Dirtbags. The Wildcats bring over a dozen new players onto the roster, with one entering unique territory in his debut this weekend. It's quarterback Jack Lausch, who will become the first Northwestern athlete to play both football and baseball in the same season in almost 10 years. Our reporter Slam and Sammy Krimstein has more.
After suiting up as Northwestern football's starting QB in the fall, Jack Lausch takes to the diamond for the first time since high school. While the first few weeks of practice have involved shaking off some rust, Lausch is excited to be back on the baseball field.
I think it can be frustrating at first, especially not doing it for a while, but I'm just trying to go out and enjoy it. This is a great group of guys, and I think having fun and enjoying it and just trying to get better one day at a time has, that's been my mindset. It's helped me a ton.
Coming out of Brother Rice High School in Chicago, Lausch was ranked the #1 outfield prospect in the state of Illinois, and number 23 in the entire nation. He could have gone to many top baseball programs and even had prospects of getting drafted, but instead decided to go all in with football. Baseball head coach Ben Greenspan remembers hearing about Lausch's prowess when he arrived at Northwestern in 2023.
I had seen Jack in the recruiting circles. I knew what caliber player he was. And then once I got the job, I had a bunch of people reach out and they're like, hey, if you can get that guy to play baseball, he's really going to help you.
Lausch initially wanted to join the baseball team last spring, but with David Braun taking the reins as football's permanent head coach and a new offensive coordinator in Zach Lujan, Lausch decided to continue putting all his efforts toward football. As he gets ready to make his baseball debut this weekend, he's beginning to appreciate his rare status as a dual sport athlete.
The coolest part about doing both is just the teammate aspect of it. You have 2 sets of teammates, which is pretty cool, and that's just more relationships and more bonds to make.
For NNN Sports Night, I'm Sammy Krimstein.
Thank you so much, Sammy. Lausch looks to make some immediate contributions with the Cats, with Coach Ben Greenspan saying he's due to play a big role on the team going forward.
To continue our baseball coverage ahead of tomorrow's opener, our very own Matt Campbell has been in the lab trying to find the best formula for Northwestern baseball to get back to winning ways. Matt, take it away.
Thank you, gentlemen. As a former college baseball prospect, now turned college baseball analyst, I decided to use my knowledge to construct a 3-step formula for a successful Northwestern baseball revenge tour. It's no secret that this team just hasn't been great as of recently. The Cats had lost 2/3 of their games last season and went 4-20 in the Big Ten last year. The major issue being their lack of reliable arms that nullified their solid offensive production. Despite that, Jackson Freeman had a sensational first year, landing himself on the All-Big Ten freshman squad. Okay, now that the scene is set, let's get to deciphering this formula, starting with Northwestern's Achilles heel, the pitching. Northwestern succumbed to their inability to command the zone, posting a near 7 ERA and ranking second to last in the Big Ten with a 6.4 K per 9 rate. Greenspan and company revamped the pitching squad with 3 major pickups in the transfer portal, starting with Crawford Wade, a pitcher that showed great promise in limited innings as a redshirt junior. Crawford Wade posted an even 3 ERA with 6 strikeouts and 9 innings of work, but the year before that was his most stellar, pitching to a 3.13 ERA in 31 2/3 innings. Wade's biggest asset is his pitch tunneling ability, an electric fastball creeping into the lower 90s, a 12-6 curveball that falls completely off the table, and a developing changeup with solid run. Sam Leboke poses a couple questions after a rocky 2024. The graduate student went 4-3 in his senior year at Vanderbilt, but a 4.79 ERA is concerning. However, Leboke has shown sparks of brilliance, exemplified by 15 2/3 innings of scoreless ball in his freshman campaign. And I'm confident that this version of Leboke will be resurrected. Bolstering up the bullpen is Blake McMillan, who traveled across country borders to arrive in Evanston. The Mississauga native had a breakout season at Niagara University with a 2.35 ERA across 15 innings, including a win in the MAAC championship game, allowing just 1 run on 3 hits. Expect Ben Greenspan to be calling his number in high-leverage situations. So with these transfers, Northwestern gains 2 fresh arms to build the starting rotation around sophomore Garrett Shear, and I expect a sub-4 ERA out of this new-look pitching staff. Let's look at the offensive side. RBI production is the second key to Northwestern's success, as they ranked dead last in the conference last year and were the only team to be under the 300 RBI mark. These 3 guys should be major contributors to a deflated 2024 number. Jackson Freeman, team RBI leader last year with 39 and school record holder for the most home runs by a first year with 11. Someone who gets on base by any means, he and draft prospect Ryan Kucherak are a deadly 1-2 punch in the lineup. Kucherak, formerly an LSU Tiger, made the most of his limited opportunities last year, going 3 for 12 with 2 RBIs and a stolen base. He's a tough out, a guy that'll be stringing together long at-bats to get to a crucial mistake pitch. Making the jump from Division III to Division I is Jacob Hand. In 112 career games, Jacob Hand totaled a .362 batting average, 23 homers, 96 RBIs, and 42 stolen bases. So that means that he's a dual threat, a contact hitter that'll get himself into scoring position with his legs. That sets the table for guys like Bennett Markinson and Owen McElpatrick to drive in some runs. Expect to see upticks in basically every team offensive stat category. Factor number 3, mastering the art of the upset. On the screen are Northwestern's most important matchups, starting with their opening series at Long Beach State before their Big Ten opener against Indiana, who was a top 3 conference team last season. In March, the Cats battle number 11 ranked Duke, then welcome Penn State and Illinois in a week-long homestand, the latter of which who finished in atop the conference after the 2024 regular season. They'll then invade the land of the defending Big Ten champion Nebraska before concluding the regular season against Ohio State and conference newcomer UCLA. Now, I'm not saying Northwestern is winning every one of these series. That'll just add to my bad laundry list of crazy Northwestern takes. But NU is in good shape if they're able to win at least 4 out of these 8 series on screen. And so with all that, I expect Northwestern to finish the season with their first winning season of the 21st century. The Cats have the ability to finish in the top 8, and they have the potential to pull off a major upset in the conference tournament. Back to you guys on desk.
Thanks, Matt. Hopefully the optimism you have about the team delivers on the diamond.
Lots of Cats in action this weekend. First, softball in a pivotal early season road affair against number 7 LSU.
Then we come back to Evanston on Saturday for an incredible lacrosse national championship rematch between the Cats and Boston College.
Finally, head on over to Welsh Ryan to catch up with Boo Buie at Alumni Day as Northwestern takes on Nebraska on Sunday. When we return, it's a matriculation down memory lane as we take you through plays of the week. Do not change the channel.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Brendan, I'm looking forward to a great Italian dinner in Chicago tomorrow night. What are you up to?
Oh, that's lovely, Raghav. I'm so glad you got Valentine's Day plans, but you could call me EA's College Football 25 the way I've been getting played lately.
Oh, man. Well, you know, I got some plays of the week
Really?
for you. It's plays of the week.
Oh.
Let's run it. Coming in at number 3, who's it going to be? It's going to be a battle between Cats and Dogs in Seattle. Nick Martinelli slides his way inside, goes up with his left, and he gets the bucket to go, and he is hyped alongside his teammates.
At number 2, sticking to the hardwood. Women's basketball up 5 on Penn State, looking to hold on. Mel Daly puts her hand in the cookie jar. Cookies all the way, taking the ball to the hole for 2. Northwestern comes away with its first conference victory.
And at number 1, who else could it be? The Lake Show. In their season opener against Notre Dame, Wildcats attacking on offense. Maddie Taylor gets the ball. She drives inside and slings it across her body to hit the top right corner of the net. Taylor totaled 15 points last weekend and was named Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week.
Raghav, in the wise words of Kendrick Lamar, it's about time for the viewers to turn their TV off.
They can go look at all the stars for Northwestern on our Instagram at NNN Sports and Twitter at NNN_sports. For Brendan Preisman, I've been Raghav Khosla. Have a great evening, Evanston.